Hey everybody, make sure you stay tuned for the end of this video because I have made some changes to my recipe that I want to share with you guys, and so stay tuned, hang around. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Life on Turkey Lane. Once again, it's about supper time. I just got off work and I'm wanting to get something on the table quick, and so I'm gonna attempt an Instant Pot. Actually, this is would be my own recipe. I'm just using some things that I have in the fridge, and I'm going to attempt to make stuffed pepper soup for supper in the Instant Pot. That means cooking the rice and the meat in the Instant Pot, and they kind of have two different cook times, but they're not that far apart, so my vegetables may get kind of soft and mushy, but we're going to try it anyway. So here we go, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I've got my Instant Pot sitting there, and what I've got is some green bell peppers, and I think I'm just going to chop about 2 of those up. Get my knife out. And I'm just going to kind of do a quick chop on these. Now, a lot of people do not like green peppers. They do have a little bit of a strong flavor, but if they're cooked soft enough. Now, I don't like stuffed peppers a whole lot. I like the flavor of them, but a lot of times the pepper is still a little bit on the not as soft side as I would like it to be. So, but that's the only reason I don't like stuffed peppers a whole lot. Now, I have learned that you can kind of microwave your peppers a little bit ahead of time, or steam them some ahead of time before you stuff them, and then they'll be more tender in the oven by the time the meat is done cooking and stuff. But like I said, I want to get supper on the stove quick, and so I think you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm not going to do my snap finger trick like I tried before when chopping vegetables and stuff. I thought it was just kind of a fun thing to do. But I'm just going to go ahead and chop these. It don't take very long. And try to get everything kind of prepared to go in the pot. And my daughter don't really like green peppers a whole lot, but I think she's not had them where they've been, because she says she don't like she likes stuffed peppers too, but she doesn't like the pepper portion of it because it doesn't ever seem to really get done enough for her, and it's got a little bit of a strong flavor. So I'm thinking if I can chop them up and add them to and I'm just going to add them into the pot here as I'm chopping. I am not going to assemble this in any specific order. Although I was just thinking that maybe I should probably put my meat on the bottom. But I think I'm going to put the meat on the top, and so some of the flavors of it can kind of go down into the rice and the vegetables some. So anyway, like I said, this is kind of my own recipe. I haven't looked one up on, I'm sure that some place like Pressure Luck or Six Sisters stuff probably has a stuffed pepper soup recipe or something like that, but I haven't looked any up, so I'm just going to wing it and do my own thing here. I think my boy's behind me here. Hi, buddy. What you doing?
Coming up to say hi.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that you won't eat what I'm making for supper, but I'll make you something else. if you want some eggs or something. So anyway, what do you guys think about stuffed peppers? Do you like them? Not so much? Would you rather try to have it like in a soup version like we're trying tonight? Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you've ever made it or something like this in the Instant Pot. Or share your recipe with me. Like I said, I'm kind of just using some leftovers here. I need to probably go get a can of tomatoes out of the cabinet. Truthfully, I'm not even really cutting these in uniform sizes. I'm just chopping them any old way. And I think my onion has seen better days here. And I'm just going to do a rough chop on this too, because I like to have a little bit bigger pieces in mine. And I'm not sauteing anything or browning it ahead of time. I guess I could have just browned the ground turkey beforehand, but it doesn't really have a lot of fat in it, so I'm not worried about if it just cooks along with it. Okay. Now, that's all the vegetables I'm adding. Now I'm going to grab my ground turkey here and just open this package up. So I'll let you know if this turns out to be a flop or a failure. I'm just going to add the whole pound of ground beef in here. I'm just going to kind of chunk it up a little bit. Okay, let me see if I can bring this up here so you can see me put the stuff in it. I'm gonna scroll you up here just for a second. Here, I'm just kind of scrolling you up there so you can see the Instant Pot and what I'm putting in it. So far I've got the green peppers and the onions that I've kind of rough chopped, and 1 pound of ground turkey meat. I thought I had some ground beef, but I didn't locate it in the freezer. I've got a little bit of leftover chicken broth, so I'm just going to add that in there. And let me go back and get, and I'm going to get, I think I'm going to do, I don't know if I want 1 or 2 cups of rice. Let me get my measuring cup. I'm going to do, I guess, about, probably should have put this on the bottom, but I'm going to cover it in liquid. So I did 1.5 cups of rice, so I think that should be enough. And got a little bit of leftover spaghetti sauce here that I'm going to use. And I'm going to fill this jar up with some water. I'm going to fill the jar up with some water and just shake it up a little bit, get all that spaghetti sauce out of there. And now I'm gonna, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a can of tomatoes. Stuffed pepper soup.
That's not gonna be home till like 7, 8 o'clock.
Okay, so I got a large can of crushed tomatoes. This is a 28-ounce can. Okay, now I'm going to add some seasonings and stuff to it. I'm going to grab those. I'm going to add some garlic powder. Just a generous helping, like maybe a teaspoon or a little less. Let me get some salt and pepper. Probably about a teaspoon of salt or so. Okay. And probably about a half teaspoon of pepper. Okay, and I'm going to get some more water in this and rinse this can out just a little bit. Okay, probably a little more. Now your Instant Pot does have a fill line in there and you don't want to go over that. But I haven't gone over that or anything. I've still got a little ways to go. So let me get a spoon to stir that up. I'm just going to stir that around. Okay, well, we're going to see how this goes, guys. I'm going to put the lid on. And I'm going to set it for, well, let me get the lid on. Actually, I think there's a little piece of onion there that I need to get out. If I can get it out. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to hit the pressure cook button. So I don't know if you can see or not. Hit the pressure cook button down here. And I'm going to go, it's on the high setting. And I'm, oh, no. I talked too much. Okay, I'm going to hit the pressure cook button and I'm going to go up to 6 minutes. And, or maybe down to 5. I'm going to go down to 5. Okay, and now that'll come on in just a minute. So as soon as this comes up to pressure and everything, it'll take 5 minutes to cook. And the rice should be done, and the meat should be done, and the vegetables will definitely be done. So I'll be back. Okay, guys, it looks like the pressure cooker is done. The word end is showing up on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick release. I don't need to do a natural release on this. And there's a little knob here on the top that I just push down, and it's going to release, and all the steam's going to come out of this valve. Now, like I showed you before, you want to make sure that your arm is not in the way, or your hands are not in the way of that steam valve right there, because you don't want to get burnt, and it will burn you. So I'm just going to release the steam, and we're going to hope this is done, because like I said, I kind of varied the cook time. I didn't look up a recipe. I just looked up how long it takes to cook the ground meat and how long it takes to cook the rice. So we're going to hope this is done. I kind of don't want all that steam going on in my cabinet there. Okay, and I've got Hypocrite biscuits in the oven. And if you don't know what those are store-bought biscuits. They're not homemade. Most of them are homemade. I had a little bit of dough left over to make a few homemade ones. Now, I never thought that I probably should have put one of these Italian flavoring seasonings in there, and I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to break it apart and put it in there and stir it up and kind of let it melt in there before I serve this up. And the pin just dropped. So I'm going to open this lid. Like I said before, when you open a pressure cooker, you need to open it away from you. So I'm going to tilt it up like that and open it away from me. You can see that soup is boiling. It's nice and hot. Let me get a spoon here. Oh yeah, it looks like the rice is cooked, the meat's cooked. So I think we're good there. Like I said, I'm going to put one of these flavor seasoning cubes in there. And I'm going to break it up a little bit. It's real soft and tender, so stir that in there. And as soon as that's stirred up in there, it smells good, that Italian seasoning thing does. Okay, I'm going to take a little taste and see if it's got enough salt and pepper in it and stuff. I don't want to burn my mouth because this is really hot. Actually, that tastes really good. So yeah, actually that tastes really good, guys. So I'm gonna serve me up a little bit and give you a taste test. I think I'm going to put a little bit of sour cream on mine. Okay, so I'm going to put just a little dash of sour cream on it. A little taste for you, so I'm going to bring you down just a little bit. So there we go. Got my soup. You can see the bell peppers. You can see the ground meat in it, and I got a little bit of sour cream. There's onions in there and the rice in there. This is hot. Tasting the rice. It's pretty good, and the cook time I think was pretty much perfect. The rice could have cooked just a tad longer maybe, but I didn't want it to be mushy. So, but it's a little bit toothsome, but not bad, and I think it's perfect. So there you go. Stuffed pepper soup. I will leave the recipe in the description box for you. Even though part of mine I used like a partial jar of spaghetti sauce. You don't have to do that. But anyway, I'll leave it for you in the description box. And if you haven't done so yet, I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel, Life on Turkey Lane. Give this video a thumbs up. try the recipe. It's really good. And until next time, be blessed and have a good night. Bye. Okay, guys, so this stuffed pepper soup, if I ever did it again, I would make a few adjustments to the recipe. First, I would only put 1 cup of rice instead of 1.5 cups of rice. And the rice did actually, in my video, I said that it was a little bit toothsome still, but that was just a couple, we found a couple pieces that was a little bit like that. The rest of it was very well done. It was actually perfect. But also, like I said, I would take about 1/2 cup of the rice out of the recipe and only put 1 cup of rice in. And I think I would add 1 more bell pepper. I only put 2, and I should have put the 3rd one that I had in, because I think that would have been, gave it some more, well, maybe a little more flavor. And it is called stuffed pepper soup, so you want to make sure you have plenty of peppers. And also, I think instead of putting that Italian seasoning, even though it tasted good, I think I probably, if I was going to put any of that in, I would have only put maybe 1/2 of it in. And also, even though I added about 1 cup of chicken broth and probably about 3 to 4 cups of water, I think I would add just a little bit more water, because that rice did soak up a lot of the liquid. And so it became, instead of being soupy, it was more of a, I don't know, like a rice dish. So I would add more liquid to that. One more thing I would change in this recipe is, instead of using the crushed tomatoes, I would have went ahead and put 2 cans of diced tomatoes in. That would help with the liquid situation, and also it would have gave it a little more texture and stuff. So, but anyway, those are the changes that I would make, and I will go ahead and put the recipe in the description box with the changes that I've made, so that when you make it, it will be even better than what I made. So there you go. I hope you have a good night. Bye.